Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? 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 Hmm. Few things going on today. Few things. Few things. I want some hip hop. Where's the hip hop? Where is the hip hop? I can't find none. This is annoying. Let's play this one. Forget it. What? What? Uh huh. Okay. Okay. We gotta bring this whole thing over here. Mm-hmm. A little spring cleaning. Probably can't really see it, but we are live, people. Uh-huh. How do they keep doing that? Let's change this. This is why we talk. I had a couple things I wanted to talk about. Random topics, man. Random topics. Seen this Stephen A. Smith stuff, and we're gonna go over that. See what that's all about. Go over that. Man, things are moving so quick. So quick. So much going on in my life, huh? So much going on. Is it right now? As of right now. Right now. We still on the road to 2,000 subs, man. Make sure y'all tap in for the subscribe to the channel, excuse me. Let's see here. Let's move this out the way. A quick live, man. We ain't gonna be on here long, but we are live. Background. And who ready for the verses, man? Who ready for the Cash Money No Limit verses, man? That should be an interesting one. All right, L Boogie reacts in the building. Hope all is well with everyone. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, man, it's pretty, it's going down, man. It's going down. Cutting Edge in the building. All right, we got 8 people watching. Stephen A. Smith canceled. Stephen A. Smith has been canceled. Let's see what that's all about, man. Yeah, so website up and running. We're gonna keep reiterating that. Make sure you go check out the website. We only got one item on there. You know what I'm saying? Cutting Edge in the building. Appreciate you so much, bro. Straight up, man. Appreciate you so much rocking out with me. Yeah, man. So let's go check out this Stephen A. Smith thing. We got a couple other subjects. So now people are asking for the National Guard to come to Atlanta after DC and Memphis. There was a situation in Chicago. We're gonna go over that. We probably can start on that, and then we're gonna get up out of here. We ain't gonna be up here too long. CX in the building. Shout out to you, CX. Appreciate you pulling up. And then let's see here, man. We'll do like 5 super chats. See if we can get 5 super chats real quick. You know what I'm saying, man? This shit we can get 5 super chats real quick, man. Black fatigue. Start to go, baby. Yeah, Black Fatigue in the building. We are Black Fatigue. All right, shout out to everybody watching. Let's go, man. So yeah, basically we seen a situation. I think they got some stuff going on in LA County, alongside Chicago. A lot of stuff going on right now, right? So like we really just tapping in. We really giving our 2 cents. We working on things behind the scenes. We on the scenes at all times. So we working on getting this website to where we want it. But for the most part, we got a product up there. If you would like to encounter about that, hit the website, lboogiereacts.com. We're going to put that in the chat. lboogiereacts.com. And then let's see what else we need to put up here. Man, you know what? You know what's crazy, though, about being on this live, this vertical live, and being on video, period? Like, people want to tap in for like shorts and stuff like that. I'm not really into doing shorts like that. I've done some, you know. I haven't done a lot of them, but you know, for the most part, you should take time to, you know, put together a great presentation, a great product for the people so that they can have something to look forward to whenever they're watching your channel. Okay. But for me, I'm just doing it this way. I hope that you all appreciate it. If not, please leave something in the comments for me to know what people are watching, what they're tuning into, right? So if there is something people like to tune into, put it in the chat. Like, tell me what y'all be watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, what be going on with what y'all be watching? That would make it extremely valuable to me. I really would like to see that. You know, leave some comments, man. And then we got some we got the super chats open, we got the memberships open. We got memberships, super chats. We got the store, like I said, y'all can hit that. Then we got the stream elements. If you would like to support the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. That way we can get a lot of things off of the ground and get shit rolling. Like, really get it rolling. All right. Let's go, man. ICE out of LA in the violent. Why is this shorter? In the violent criminal raids. Let's go see what the heck this is all about. At this point, it ain't gonna get no better, people. It's only gonna get worse. I think that for the most part, people enjoy controversy. Am I correct in my step? Do people really and truly enjoy controversy, racial content, oppositions? Is that what we're on in America now, man? Is it because that's just who we are? Have we been bred and trained to think this way? Is this our future? Are we headed to like this third world type of, you know, situation in America where like everything has to be controversial? You know, that's what I want to know. I really want to know that. All right, let's go, man. Let's see what they're talking about, man. Fair use. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right. Fox is only streaming in 720. So let's go.
And welcome back, everyone, here to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page, as we continue to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines. Our next story takes us out to L.A. and L.A. County today voting to declare a state of emergency that gives them power to provide assistance for residents they say have suffered financially from ongoing federal immigration raids. The move.
Someone told me, and I am on board with this, right? Like, LA or California, excuse me, California, I think Arizona, Texas, like that's supposed to be considered Mexico, if I'm correct. Somebody put it in the chat.
Move allows the LA County Board of Supervisors to
And
provide
that's just me.
rent relief
That's just me
for
talking.
tenants who have fallen behind as a result of the crackdown on immigrants. The immigration raids that ramped up over the summer have spread fear in immigrant communities, prompting many to limit their outings. Federal agents have rounded up immigrants without legal status to be in the U.S. from Home Depots, car washes, bus stops, and farms. Some U.S. citizens have also been detained. The local state of emergency can also funnel state money for legal aid and other services. So it was just a matter of time, though, before an ICE representative would respond to this. And we do have the
Shout out
statement that we want to bring to you here on Live Now from Fox. Fox News' Bill Malugin putting this out. This is an ICE statement to Fox News from the ICE spokesperson. And here it is. The only state of emergency is the one the residents of Los Angeles face after electing officials who give a middle finger to the law. Perhaps the board should supervise funds to support law-abiding fire victims who still haven't recovered instead of criminal illegal aliens seeking refuge in their sanctuary city. While they publicly fearmonger, I would be shocked if they didn't agree.
So, like, at this point, it seems like people are extremely divided in this conversation about people being removed from America as immigrants or illegal immigrants, excuse me. So like people are being controversial about that part of it, if I'm correct. Like I don't know why it's so. That's why I said maybe it's just to create controversy, because I don't want anyone here who's not meant to be here in a sense of legally. You know what I mean? Like, why is that a big issue for our people, right? For American citizens. Hell yeah, I want to make sure that my community is safe. I want to make sure that there's no particular types of immigrants being, in an area where, they're causing an uproar, destruction and violence. But like a lady also said on YouTube, like, let's make sure we're not just targeting a certain community. But of course, like I said, the cities they're going in as well, those cities also have a large brown community. So I think that's why it's being publicized in the way that it is. And then on top of that, it's an easier access. It's easier access from that country. I think that's why it's such a big deal for the brown people to be targeted in such a manner. Let's keep going.
With ICE removing a child rapist from their neighborhood. So that is the response from ICE. And we will wait and see what some other responses are from this big move from LA County that will be trying to help those that feel they don't want to leave their homes because of the ongoing ICE raids. And they're saying that is hurting businesses in the LA area.
Los Angeles County declaring a state of emergency over President Trump's immigration raids. In a move typically used after natural disasters, the Board of Supervisors now voting to allow taxpayer funds to help undocumented immigrants and their families pay for rent and legal aid if they're impacted by federal enforcement operations.
I want our immigrant communities to know that we are in this emergency with them.
So now they're flipping it right back to a point where they want to allow that community, those communities, those illegal communities, to come back in and, make sure that they're not being disrespected or removed from America. What is this?
We see them. We understand what they're going through.
ICE has continued to come to our community to terrorize, intimidate, and create fear amongst our members.
Late today, the president vowing a new federal surge in more U.S. cities to fight crime.
If we didn't have to fight all of these radical left governors, we could have had Chicago taken care of. We're going to save Chicago.
Back in Los Angeles, one county official voted against that emergency declaration, arguing it wasn't meant for that purpose and will invite legal challenges.
Also making news around the state here at 6 o'clock.
It's a lot of stuff going on, and I guess around the LA conversation right now. All right, let's steer away from that just for a moment. Let's go and hear what this Dr. Umar Johnson response is in regards to the school being closed by the city, but he's saying that it's open. What the heck? All right, let's go.
laying the floors now. And
this is Urban Politicians TV. Make sure you sub up to Urban Politicians TV. Let's see what bro talking about, man.
Once that's done, we'd be applying for a certificate of occupancy. That's going to be interesting because the
Miss
city
Susan
has not been our
Sago,
friend.
how are you
They
today?
tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed. So I'm going to stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection. So when people say, when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says, you know. But I'm hoping after all we've been through, they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just pass it. If you never did it, why are you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why are you speaking on it? See, that's my thing. I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do work. Now, if you're doing the work, you say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it. We're being questioned and criticized by people who do nothing. And that's why I'm so tight-lipped on it, because I'm like, I don't owe you no answers. On top of the fact you never donated. On top of the fact you never...
I do have to agree with that, right? I haven't been one of those people criticizing Dr. Umar Johnson for creating his school. From my understanding, that's one of the most difficult things or most difficult tasks we could attempt to create in America, and that's an institution, a true foundational Black American institution for our men and women. So I haven't been too critical of the man building the school. Hopefully he gets it done. Hopefully everything he's saying is truthful. But from what people be, leading to is saying that he's just out here, doing otherwise with his situation with the school.
Nobody and picked up a piece of trash. You questioning something that you don't support financially. You questioning something that you've never been a part of in your entire life. You've never been a part of anything that progressive as building an institution. So why are you expecting me to be accountable to you?
And so how do you keep it together? Back to that mental health thing. How do you feel?
I'm going to be honest with you. The haters, the struggle streamers, they really helped.
Shout out to the struggle
streamers,
streamers, y'all.
With it from the first day we took a donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April of 20.
From the John Jacques Dessalines Prophet Nat Turner Gymnasium, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. I want to say good Garvey Day to my continent. Brothers, we are not at the swap meet, my brother. We had to take all the furniture out of the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey Elementary School and bring it into the gym as we renovate the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah.
The one thing I will say, though, is, get some staff, bro. Where the staff at? Damn. Get the staff, man. The staff would help tremendously with the situation like this. All right, let's keep going.
Garvey, the right excellent Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey Elementary School. We getting ready, brothers and sisters. Working hard, FDMG. Make sure you hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG. Check a money order, P.O. Box 9630. Oh, yes. When you come to the grand opening, drop a donation in the box, brothers and sisters. When you come to the grand opening, you must drop a donation in the box, brothers and sisters.
Damn.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman.
He gonna get criticized for that, too. People gonna have a lot to say about him talking about them donations, man. I think that there was a situation where they said Dr. Umar Johnson had received a substantial amount of donations since he has mentioned the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Using online platforms like PayPal and his website, as well as mail, despite raising millions for the school over more than a decade, the project has not materialized, leading to widespread scrutiny over the use of the funds. So that's where it's coming from. Reports of millions raised. Johnson has received at least $1.7 million in public donations, with estimates claiming the total could be as high as $4 million. Jesus. Hey, man. Property foreclosure threat. In August 2025, the FDMG Academy was reportedly at risk of being auctioned due to tens of thousands of dollars in unpaid fees and bills owed to the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Frozen accounts. We all seen the stuff where he was talking about frozen accounts, et cetera, et cetera. So let's keep going.
PT,
Felicia P in the
make sure you
building.
stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch the clip in the beginning in full from the Danza Project, where Dr. Umar Johnson made an appearance at to discuss the latest with the news, the things that was all over the internet about it getting taken away, and give some updates of what's happening next. And I'll tell you like this, when I hear Dr. Umar Johnson speak, as I've seen this come down the timeline yesterday, and I'm seeing when he said he's talking to the people, questioning him and his moves and his motives and what's going on, and he's like redirecting, well, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? See, those people who talk like that, those are the game runners, keeping it all the way 100 instead of answering the questions directly. And if you peep how Dr. Umar Johnson talks, he changes. He's code switching, however you want to call it. Some people feel like that's necessary at times. I don't think so, because you're sitting on this podcast and you're talking with a whole different persona, whole different manner, whole different type of tone, as opposed to when you're back at the school, you're on there, oh, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal family, repeating things and riddles 3 and 4 times and saying up with all type of wild, crazy stuff. But you're sitting on there like, hey, man, I'm going to be super professional right now. But when you're talking business, you're talking schools, you're talking donations, why would you ever turn off the professionalism? Just keeping it all the way 100. Now, I do understand cracking jokes. I do understand entertainment. I'm a nigga that like to have fun.
Well, now he's no longer. So maybe he was getting paid by doing like appearances, like the Danza Project. Like he's no longer just a person who said. I remember them saying he was either like a professional psychiatrist, like he has degrees in that. But on top of that, when you start speaking, people might enjoy the way you speak, right? So, for him, alongside people like Charleston White, it was very easy for them to create relevancy online, talking to people about black matters, things that matter in the black community.
Treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
All right, what was that right there? Shout out to the sub that we just received. I can't see. Where the heck did my stuff go? But yeah, so like I understand that people, look at him from that perspective now. It's like it's not just a school no more, right? So maybe he got off track. Maybe he became unfocused, because we know what fame can do to people. I'm not saying that's what happened with him, or I'm not saying that he wasn't focused on the school, but I can damn sure look at it and say, hey, bro, he was doing content online. Hell of a content. He's done been to the Breakfast Club. People know him from that type of content at this point, okay?
As well, but a lot of the times when you speak, you don't talk transparent to the people. And the thing is, when people say things like, well, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? The thing is, people who ain't done nothing, they not acting like they out here the people who done something. You the guy that wants to be seen as the leader. You want the people to stop what they got going on in the name of blackness, in the name of black people in America.
Black
y'all
fatigue.
Donate me, y'all hard-earned money. Y'all send me cash. Y'all hit my PayPal, and I'm doing this for the black people in America. Well, whether they done donated $1 or not, whether they done gave a quarter or not, they have a right to give an opinion on it because they black. Understand that. That just is what that is. Whether they believe you, whether they don't believe you, whether they really don't like you, when you're doing it
Shout
in
out
the
to
name
the
of
subscribers,
black, you
man.
can critique them and call out their is their opinion factual, but you can't tell people that, well, you ain't did nothing, so don't tell me nothing. And the thing is with that as well, bro, common sense is common sense. Logic is logic. Reality.
Appreciate everybody subbing up to the channel. Make sure y'all click the links.
No matter who talking, and you can be seen on the internet critiquing several other black people for the moves that they making in life.
It is like saying I'm competing for who can do the most so I can throw it in people's face. Good deeds are genuine. Man, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this topic though, because I do understand the severity of saying like, hey, I'm building a school and I want all my young black men and women to come to this school so that we can build something for our people. And then it doesn't happen. It doesn't occur. And, now people want to be, completely critical of them. But yes, $4 million, hell yeah, bro. The people that are anticipating the school opening, and then on top of that, the people that are, criticizing you and haven't spent the dollar with you. I mean, you're gonna get criticized from all ends because you've received funds for a situation like this. Okay. If you can, try to clean it up, bro. I'm not gonna go against you, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm just not, you know what I mean? I'm just not in the likes of doing that with you, right? But what I will tell you is that yeah, you're gonna hear from black people, regardless if they gave $1 or if they haven't, man. Only because it hasn't fell through yet.
So when I hear people like Dr. Umar do these type of things, and it's like, okay, you speak on people's kids, you speak on people's families, but then when your situation come to light, you don't really want to dive into that conversation. So you can just get on the internet, get booked, get paid, travel around the country, and ask people to donate money while you critique other people's households. But then when your information come out, it ain't right. Just
True,
keeping it all
true.
the way 100.
Most
Then
definitely.
you're not telling the people that are donating the money exactly what's going on day for day by play. There are plenty of people who have opened all type of after-school programs, type of educational institutes that are black. He's not the first person to do this. He chose to go on a campaign and make it a name and a thing to get the fame, to be going to get booked for shows.
I mean, it is starting to look a little suspicious. Umar bad. I'm gonna let urban politicians finish, then we gonna go to the next subject.
Chose to go in that direction. He could have done this off the radar and got this school built without having the popularity connected to it. Funded, possibly had somebody that was even trying to help him. And Lord Jamar's father-in-law, if I'm not mistaken, was offering him the resources. Lord Jamar reached out, hey, my people, they didn't open up a school. They doing real well with it. They got what you know, I got the information. He can help you out. He's down to do it. Dr. Umar told him no. But then you say, if you want to help me, hit the PayPal, hit the cash.
That's pride.
See, that don't add up like that. The city is the city. I'm not gonna say that these people don't move. They move all the way 1,000% in these cities. Y'all know what I'm on. I'm a nigga, nappy-headed nigga, proud one. I know that they don't play fair in the cities and things like that. But the thing is, Dr. Umar, you're not being 1,000% clear with everybody. You don't tell everybody things, that the stuff that is really going on. You don't tell people where the funding's at, and you got the stuff online with your gambling and losing money and this and that. People want to see people do things like build schools. Nobody is hating on you building your school. Nobody is just trying to tear you down because you're building a school. They tear you down and calling you out because the stuff that you present don't make no sense, and it took this long, and you be running a lot of game, and then you have everybody else's life and what they got going on in your mouth. So that's the reason you get called out. Don't change the narrative like people just want to see you fail and they just hating and they don't like Dr. Umar for no reason at all.
You point the finger, then it's, of course, it's 3 pointed back at you. The eyes are on you. The people want answers. Hopefully, like I said, he gets that resolved. I don't want to go against that brother. Of course, I want to see an institution for young black boys and girls to get where they trying to get in life, succeeding at the top of their stature, you know, making sure that they can thrive in this environment, because this is a rough environment, man. Like this word black fatigue, I'm stuck on it, right? Like I'm hooked on this word black fatigue, and this kind of falls in line with that black fatigue conversation, because it's almost like one of those black fatigue tactics per se. Like if people want to go with that, they can say, hey man, I'm tired of people like Dr. Umar Johnson, just because, you know, he uses kids and et cetera. So that can honestly tie into what, you know, he's up to. Let's go, man. Let's go. Appreciate it, Urban Politicians, for that segment. Make sure y'all sub up to Urban Politicians TV. All right, we're going to Street Media TV, man. And when I play these guys' videos, I'm basically giving my my point of reference, my point of view off of what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. So that's what you're getting when you see me reacting to these videos, until we, you know, we develop our own studio and do it the way that I want to do my content. Let's keep going, man. Street Media TV. Black Americans beg Trump to send the National Guard to Atlanta after DC and Memphis. Make sure y'all sub up to Street Media TV. Let's go.
I'm gonna care when I say this, bruh, but since they brought the National Guard down to Memphis, I ain't heard no screeching tires out late at night. I ain't heard no gunshots. These folks really putting belt to ass right now. That don't.
But now. That says a lot about our people then, because we could have did this without any white man getting on our ass, okay? Any white man jumping on our back about something. The W guy, like this guy George likes to say, the W guy, okay? So the fact that we can get on code, I made a video about this. The fact that we can get on code whenever is crunch time means that we are capable and extremely, you know, it's doable, right? So like, let's get our young black boys and girls on code at all times. It shouldn't take no government. It shouldn't take no raids. It shouldn't take no infiltration, no invasions. It shouldn't take none of that for our communities to strive in a manner. Now, obviously, they still dealing with other issues in their cities, in their states. So I get that part too, right? But let's keep it on that. We should be capable and able, and it should be doable, okay, at all times. Let's go.
I mean that crime ain't going on, but these folks really got these folks scared to go outside now, like crazy.
When Donald Trump came into office, he made a promise. He made a big promise to get rid of the immigrants in America, all these immigrants that the Democratic Party allowed to come into America and flood black cities across America. He also made a promise to get rid of crime in these major cities, right, all across America. You know, there's a lot of crime that's running rampant. And this is the thing, right, because I don't support neither party. But in Black Philadelphia, murders was at an all-time high coming out of COVID, right? Black Chicago, Black Baltimore, Black Memphis. We've seen all these things. Like, you know, they had terms like Philadelphia. You got to be more careful.
Well,
right?
I'm telling
Chirac. These are names that the young kids gave them. Now, I don't like that term YN. Everybody that's watching me, please stop referring to young black boys as YN. Stop it.
Stop
You're supporting W supremacy. And you're stupid. Stop it. Because you know
we don't went from we don't went from Negro to nigga to young niggas. Man, that's crazy.
We do something, we all get lazy, so that when you start calling black boys YN and your son has to go for a job or he maybe gets in trouble for something,
that's a young nigga.
They already got a preconceived notion because y'all dumbasses is running around here calling these young black boys YNs. Stop doing that. Stop. Sometimes I really don't understand what's wrong with my people. Like, y'all fall into every trap that they set for you. Every last one. Stop it. Stop it. Today, you saw this video. Do not refer to another black boy as a YN. You already let them take woke. Right?
Oh my God. They definitely took the word woke. Now that's for sure though. Like, the word woke was hijacked like hell, okay? The word woke does not mean what it meant 5 or 10 years ago. When they said stay woke, brother, they meant something completely different. That word woke has been hijacked, and I don't even know what in the hell they using it for no more. Monique Hill in the building, appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, I don't know what the word woke means anymore. That word has definitely been hijacked, and I think we need to get that word back. Just like the word nigga, we need to get that word woke back. And that I don't know why they're using that for the terms they're using it for. Let's keep going.
Trump has sent troops into Memphis, right? But you have a whole bunch of people begging for him to send troops down to Atlanta. But let's first look at what's going on in Memphis. Check it out.
I've been all across Memphis today. I've gone from East Memphis to Midtown to downtown. We're in Tom Lee Park right now. And one thing is very clear from the Memphians that I spoke with. Everybody says solutions are needed within the city of Memphis, but the sight of the Guardsmen is unsettling right now. Memphis has been buzzing on the first day of the National Guard's deployment in the city.
This morning I saw the National Guard
Hell yeah. If you think somebody gonna put a bullet in your head, hell yeah, it's unsettling.
Cordelia's Market. So what I did is I asked my wife to pull over, and I played General Milley's speech to remind them that their obligation, and they swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America.
From Harbortown to Midtown.
Most definitely, Monique. Most definitely. I respect that.
Their presence is impossible to ignore, and for many, impossible to forget.
For them being deployed is completely unjustified.
It's crazy because like this segment of what I'm seeing with the National Guard coming into the cities, I kind of like I kind of visualized this years and years ago. I say about 5 years ago, I visualized the National Guard coming into our cities when we had the situations like Charlottesville, Charlotte, even Minnesota. And yes, those were classified as left or Democratic areas. So I most certainly saw how this could become a thing. And it just happened to become a thing all over again while we have the particular president that we have. So me seeing that, understanding, you know what I mean, what's going on is kind of, you know, something that I had already figured would continue to happen. Russell Red in the building. Shout out to you, bro.
And I don't think
appreciate you pulling up, man.
This on the same day, Indivisible Memphis held its weekly No Kings protest, reflecting on what they saw.
We back on Black Fatigue, man.
Which we were very concerned about when we saw that this
We got 92 people watching, man. Let's get 50 new subs.
A distraction from what's really going on in this country, and kind of a showing of, you know, reaching out in the wrong ways to the community to eradicate crime, which, you know, we all want to see crime go down, which crime is down in Memphis. But, you know, this isn't the right way to do it.
ABC 24 has not.
Oh, it's not. Hell no, it's not. They definitely are raiding our communities. It's been coming, exactly, Felicia Fee. It's definitely been coming, and it's like you could have seen it from so far, like far away. You could have seen what was to occur, what was to take place, and for us to you know have to deal with things like this, of course it's traumatizing. People don't understand what the heck is going on. They do know, they see what's going on, but they're scratching their heads because they're trying to figure out, why haven't we tried to do something different than to let it build up and become what it has become? And now we want to terrorize our own civilians, their own citizens of America.
From everyone we've talked to today, even off camera, is that they do not feel safer, but instead more targeted.
And to be using the military on its own citizens, I think is inappropriate. And the National Guard should be being used to help people in times of disaster.
Yeah, no fear.
And this is not one of those times.
Just wondering, you know.
And we've heard from local leaders this week, in fact, that the Guard is only expected to be in the city for 60 to 90 days, but we can't really hold them to those exact dates at this point because things are rolling down the pipeline so quickly, and as we know, the situation has been very fluid up to this point.
Yeah, hype me up.
I'm Lauren Turman, ABC 24 News.
See, the sad part is...
Hype me up over here, people. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the subs up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
People are complaining, right? But when you look at Memphis homicide numbers coming out of COVID, I mean, it exploded, and this was affecting the black community. Now, I'm going to say this, right? I don't think that the National Guard is the answer, right? But there's a big but there, right? Whatever the Democrats was doing during their time, they wasn't doing anything either, right? You have to allocate resources back to these communities, right, to redevelop the people. But this is the thing. Me, I do community activism work. And when you out there talking and saying all these different things, go in front of those mothers and those fathers who have children that's been unalived by the hands of other black people. See, black people hate each other more than a W man ever because we're traumatized by each other. That's the way the system's set up. So now we can't look at them, right? We got to look at each other, right? They set the system up where they still continue to do the things that they do to us, but we don't see them as the enemy. We see ourselves now because there was another black man that unalived your son.
Yeah.
There was another black man that unalived your daughter. You don't understand that. They're hitting hands that's creating this, that's benefiting economically from our destruction. Remember, we came out of cotton fields to Jim Crow to black codes to now living in cities where we unalive each other and they get to be our judge, jury, police officers, everything. Y'all tell me what's going on, right? We got to wake up. So, yeah, of course the W man's going to send the National Guard in and get these so-called YNs that you dummies call them, right? Your children, YNs, right? We're the poster child for criminality, where we ain't the biggest criminals in America. We know who is, but we have allowed them to make us the poster child. Because we supported these parties.
They flipped it on us.
But let's look at what some of the Memphis residents are saying.
They flipped it on us. Oh, yeah, they flipped it on us, man. And they made us believe that we're the sole reason, we're the sole proprietors in the destruction of America. All right? We are taking the blame. We are taking the full responsibility, sole responsible parties for the destruction, the causes in America. And for people to argue that we are the cause and we should be the ones held responsible for this is just something to scratch your goddamn head about. Let's go.
The W man comes in as the savior, as usual. Check it out.
Some of y'all might get mad at me.
Oh yeah, they laughing at us.
I'm not into politics. I'm not into all that extra stuff.
Well, I seen this. We played this over here.
Her kids have been able to play, and y'all have a problem with that? It's becoming real clear who the enemy is. When you put your politics...
Only some type of supernatural thing or something got to come.
You did for Memphis, Tennessee. I see what you did. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Can you come to Atlanta, Georgia and clean it up? We're experiencing the same types of crimes they have in Memphis. We need you to send all the tanks to...
Now, I was down there in Atlanta, and I will say that, man, it's obvious what's going on in these cities, man. It's obvious. I mean, we can see how people are definitely not getting paid well enough to even live in a city like Atlanta, live in a city like Charlotte. They're trying to restructure a city like Memphis and displace all of those people. Even cities like LA, all of the major cities in America, Chicago, those are heavily populated areas in America, right? Those people are being displaced so that they can, it's almost like the gentrification thing is real and it means something, right? Bring the property value down. It's no longer worth anything. And now Team Easy in the building. Shout out to you, bro. And now we can go back in, buy it for cheap and resell it all over again. We got a whole different crowd of people. And it's like this it's like a repetitive cycle. It's like something that just continues to happen. It's almost like the wars that take place overseas, right? Let's keep going.
I feel like that's the next state President Trump should take a look at. Oh man, the crime is out of control in Atlanta, Georgia. You can't even park a car without it getting broken into. So President Trump, a fellow Atlantean here, I think you should come to Atlanta, Georgia and send the National Guard and the military and whoever else you can send to clean up Atlanta, Georgia. Once a great city, has been impoverished by crime. and EBTisms. President Trump, we Atlantaonians, we declare you to come here and clean it up.
Atlantaonians.
This message is for Team Trump and the National Guards.
Not the Stank-onians.
Come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta next.
And but it's our people saying that.
Happy. And it's a homeowner.
You know what's jacked up is that we do have to find a way to speak to our young black boys, because we going to other people before we even interact with the men that we growing up around. That is one of those situations where we have to find a way to interact with each other, opposed to going to want to, wipe those guys out, right? We have to find a way to communicate with them young boys, man. We got to. The young men, we got to find a way to interact with them, because these are older black men, right? They're not scared or frantic or not, they don't fear them, but they're frantic about how they'll react, right? They assume that they're going to react a certain way if they make their attempts at speaking to them in a manner like, hey, bro, this is what we should be doing. Let's get off of the bull crap with each other. That's how we should be approaching each other, our young men. Let's keep going, man. This is crazy.
As an entrepreneur, come to Atlanta. I beg of you. Get these YNs off the street. Get these water boys off the street. Come on. Because these males ain't.
Where they going to go, though?
National Guard. Come on. Get these young niggas out of here. Keep these
jacked up part. Where they gonna go, man?
Come on. National Guard, I see the work you doing in Memphis. I'm not one of them niggas. I'm a black man. I'm not a nigga. I'm a black man. I ain't like these other. I don't give a what them say.
Vontae Hits in the building. Shout out, bro.
Well, walking my dog without having to walk with a goddamn pew-pew. Bring Atlanta back. Bring old Atlanta back. Get these YNs and these single mom raising them. So let's do it, Trump. Bring the National Guard to Atlanta.
Maybe that's the goal.
Send them right down there.
Mama Africa, shout out to you.
Let them sit right there, all through West End. Stay on up through there, all through West End by the Krispy Kreme.
I did have a conversation today about something similar to that, right? Like the acts of violence amongst each other, and it's real, man. It's real. Like we're not having conversations with each other. We're not fist fighting. We taking it all the way to the extreme with each other. All right, and it's for minuscule things, right? Like it's for minor things that could be resolved easily. But once again, we have to way to communicate with them. That way we can change the trajectory of our communities. If not, it's going to continue to occur, man. All right, let me go into let me see if I can pull up the ICE situation. I think that there was a conversation about. All right, here we go.
Fox News alert now. Federal agents under siege. Immigration and custom enforcement teams are facing a new threat dished out by the drug cartels. First, it was violent protesters rioting and attacking ICE agents on the streets. Now, Homeland Security Department has announced
CP3
Mexican
in the
cartels
building.
have bounties on agents in Chicago. DHS says those cartels are working with gangs and extremist groups to deploy armed spotters to rooftops to track agents' movements. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. DHS also revealed a tiered bounty system that cartels are using to incentivize violence. Now, all of this according to the DHS. Here's the price cartels are putting out.
Hey, boy, that's crazy right there. I'm going to just put that there. We going to look at it. But this right here is this is something to be concerned about, all right? Because, yes, they are in America, okay? And it definitely can get real. So, hopefully, this doesn't get worse, but obviously it is going to get worse before it get better. They going into these cities, man. They're gonna make sure that they get out whoever they trying to get up out of there. But now we're hearing conversations about people enlisting gangs, extremists for bounties on ICE officials. Damn. That's crazy, yo. That is crazy. So now people putting out hits and stuff, man. How y'all feel about that? Chat about that.
$1,000 to get information on ICE agents or to dox them. $5,000 to $10,000 to kidnap or hurt the agents. Up to $50,000.
Them numbers crazy.
To assassinate senior officials. Meanwhile, the rioting heating up again. ICE and Border Patrol were forced to use tear gas to protect themselves from a large group of rioters in Chicago yesterday. Chicago Police Department confirming those rioters were throwing objects at the ICE agents, a serious federal crime. Still, Illinois Democrats are going after the ICE agents, maybe even fueling some of this violence we're seeing. One
Why they
Democrat
gotta
state
be
senator
Democrats?
posted ICE's behavior was unacceptable and that people in that neighborhood, quote, don't tolerate this kind of BS, end of quote. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin went after that kind of rhetoric from the left.
It really is stunning when you're seeing these protesters, you're seeing these agitators, and you're seeing these politicians giving our law enforcement hell for protecting these facilities and actually protecting these detainees so they can get to the detention facility through their due process and out of this country.
Oh, it's out of hand.
Chief Border Patrol agent Greg Bovino.
The government is fighting each other on the decisions of the executive branch. So now they want to fight each other on these decisions being made about cleaning up these communities. There must be some kind of benefit, because there would be no reason to not want a city to be safe. But once again, drive that property value down. That's one of the assumptions I'm going to make about it. Drive the property value down. And yes, of course, displace all those people in those cities so that we can go ahead and buy it out, you know, and reship it, you know, reshipped, recycled zones, recycled homes.
He faced a bounty on his
renovate
life.
those
And coming
communities.
up, moments from now, we'll talk with him in Focus. First, let's start with more news on the senior correspondent Mike Tobin in Illinois. Mike.
And Harris,
Make sure y'all hitting the like button.
on the southeast
We got
side of
126
Chicago,
watching.
And it started with Border Patrol agents spotting someone they determined to be suspicious. They confronted that individual, and then according to DHS, the individual with another person in the car rammed the Border Patrol vehicle, and that triggered a high-speed chase. A high-speed chase went near the Indiana border and ended with Border Patrol agents executing the pit maneuver to stop that vehicle. Two people in the car, both of them Venezuelan. DHS says they're in the U.S. illegally. One had an order for removal dating back to 2024. One got out and ran. They were both stopped, but by that time a crowd formed. Chicago police say the crowd started throwing rocks. CBP responded with crowd control measures like tear gas. Both Chicago's mayor and the Illinois governor criticized the agents without mentioning the rock throwing.
Unfortunately, the abuses of ICE and of CBP continue, and we're going to do everything that we can, again, to protect our residents, but also to get the courts to step in and stop them from abusing just everyday people that they are firing gas pellets and rubber bullets at.
Now, the fence surrounding the ICE facility in Broadview is now down. It came down with an hour to go before the court-ordered midnight deadline. The mayor of Broadview has acknowledged that the protests here get out of control, so the area on the southwest side of the ICE facility has been declared a no-protest zone, primarily to keep protesters from walking into traffic. Protests are now restricted to a small area here on the northeast side, and protesters are not happy about it.
It seems like they're trying to push us out or trying to make it so the protest is less effective. I'm not the only one that feels this is unconstitutional. People are going to get more angry and they're going to come out, and a lot of people are just going to simply defy it.
Now, the chief of Broadview Police told me that a gate is going to go in here, and it will be staffed by local police, giving them the ability to allow emergency vehicles through, and with the idea that it can keep protesters out. What you've got right now is a bunch of Jersey barriers and a state trooper vehicle in the middle of the road. Harris, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Greg Bovino, Chief Patrol Agent for the El Centro sector in California. You'll hear his name quite a bit. He has a huge story to tell today. He is leading the Trump administration's Border Patrol efforts in Chicago. And earlier this month, officers arrested a member of the Latin Kings gang for putting out a bounty on Agent Bovino's life. We welcome him now in Focus. Glad you are well.
Yeah, definitely gentrification. That's what I said.
All, how did you find out, Agent Bovino, that somebody had put a hit out on you?
Damn.
Well, good morning, Harris. It's good to see you again. I came into work one morning and found that there was a bounty that was put out by the Latin Kings, by that individual, and I was notified that morning, hey, there's a bounty on your head now. So it was quite interesting.
And what can you tell us about what that does to, you know, just kind of the infrastructure of agents, of weaponry to prepare for such a thing? How are things changing knowing that this type of environment exists against you?
Things have changed a lot. Since those bounties were put out, we've had to take different measures to keep our agents safe, our ICE officers safe, and our allied law enforcement agents safe as they go into the field. And something else, Harris, that we're seeing is the lethality of the assaults against officers and agents. That lethality is increasing, and I think it's because of the bounties and that crazy rhetoric by the out-of-control governor and mayor. Lethality, like just yesterday, as you know, we had 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela tried to run over 2 Border Patrol agents. They were unsuccessful, and then decided it would be a good idea to ram the Border Patrol car before engaging in a high-speed pursuit. So that, along with weapons being taken to protests, the lethality is definitely increasing, and it's because of things like bounties and the crazy things that government does.
They're gonna have to be. They definitely gonna have to be careful. They're gonna have to keep their heads on the swivel out there, because now it sounds like they ready to take it to all the way to the extreme. All right. So, but once again, clean it up. You know, if that's the case, if y'all really feel like you got something to get done for the immigration in Chicago, clean it up. You know, but just know them boys is on y'all asses right now. All right, let's get to this last subject, and then I'm gonna get the heck up out of here. And then yeah, we done. So this one right here is the Stephen A. Smith being canceled over comments on Jasmine Crockett. We're gonna read into this. I'm not familiar with what took place, but I see it is a conversation right now that's being had. So we're gonna have at it, and then we'll get up out of here. This is Anton Daniels' channel. Make sure to sub up to his channel as well. Let's go.
Take a listen to what I had to say last week, please. You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect. Intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent, the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know. Maybe that just sounds.
Is he in the? Well, he is a journalist.
But it ain't
per
that
se.
complicated. We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. And all the verbiage and all the nonsense that I've heard over the last few days.
I'm really trying to understand what the backlash is and why people feel compelled to get upset at the fact that Stephen A. Smith actually had some constructive criticism. And when I say constructive criticism, it's truly constructive because he didn't say anything incendiary. He didn't go off about her looks. I mean, he was way nicer than I am when it comes to all of the nonsense and the cosplaying that comes along with Jasmine Crockett because, you know, according to different reports, Jasmine Crockett is really new, right? She didn't really grow up in the hood. She's not all of that or whatever. And so she's out here actually imitating and cosplaying what the perpetual stereotype is of the black woman is by getting all extra butterfly eyelashes and all of the sassiness and all of the comments and stuff like that. And so Stephen A. Smith.
So she's playing a role. Jasmine Crockett is a suburb kid trying to be ghetto and ratchet. I'm not a fan. Ooh, shots fired. Hey, okay. I believe I did hear her talk a few months ago. I think that she was she went viral for something she said at one of those conferences. So yeah, I mean, obviously they're basically saying, hey, you're playing costume. You're not really who you say you are. We know what you're up to. But once again, you know, when it is coming from a guy like Stephen A. Smith, then obviously she's gonna be you know, on like this. Hey, I should be able to say what I want to, and Stephen A. Smith shouldn't, you know.
Decided that he wanted to have constructive criticism
he definitely
and use his
as
platform
well.
to maybe incentivize people to work together with the Trump administration because he doesn't necessarily disagree with everything that Trump is doing, so that Democrats like Jasmine Crockett could also hold power and then get some things for their constituents back where she's from in Dallas. But instead, they decided to reject them and then try to say cancel culture on Stephen A. Smith because they don't like the fact that he's used Jasmine Crockett as a part of the conversation. Isn't that literally the opposite of what you guys say that you want? Don't you say that you actually want people with differing opinions but respectfully disagree? He gave her a compliment before he even started to go in. But let's hear the rest of what Stephen A. Smith got to say about this, because this is the backlash that came along with, you know, you got a whole lot of black people that just so happen to come out to woodwork, and it's a Me Too culture. You know, people don't have no original thought of their own. And so now everybody is supposedly against Stephen A. Smith because he had some things to say about Jasmine Crockett. But I want to hear the rest of what he has to say.
It's why it can get exhausting. Because nothing frustrates me more than when people have the truth at their disposal and they choose, maybe not lie, maybe not even embellish, but allow their emotions to usurp facts, and all of a sudden want to use that as an excuse to label me as being something and doing something I'm neither not nor have I done. which in this case is disrespecting Representative Crockett out of Texas, who, by the way, has had an invite to this show for weeks, by the way. Governors Josh Shapiro and Spencer Cox came on this show. Senator Lindsey Graham came on this show. Joe Manchin, now retired, came on this show. Bill O'Reilly, Bill Maher came on this show. Okay? And more coming.
Well, maybe she'll be able to, maybe she knows that you'll be able to depict her, you know, for what she is. Like you said, the suburban kid. Yeah, because, you know, I mean, when we get in front of our people, we can, you know, we can definitely, you know, just make a few references or talk about a few things, and it'll, you know, it'll kind of come out. And I'm not being, like, biased or, you know, racial or nothing like that, but I do understand what he may
an invite. And AOC
implying.
has an invite. Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic House Leader, he just was on this show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett. I have nothing but respect for her. I just disagree on what she's making headlines for, because I think it's counterproductive to the...
I need money.
All right, shout out to Russell Red with the $5 super chat. He said, Boogie, she went to private school and went to law school, and she acts like a city girl. I don't like no Hairline Smith either. But I agree with him on this. Yeah, but that's like, all right. So yeah, he went to a HBCU or whatever, from my understanding, and yeah, I get it. But what I will say is that it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to really take this conversation, what I'm hearing right now. It's almost like the Officer Tatum and the Myron Gaines type of shit. It's like they're fighting for these spots with the other sides in politics. You know what I mean? I don't really know who these guys stand for. I know what they speak about, but like, who do they work for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the overall goal with a woman like Jasmine Crockett? But yeah, for sure, that shit played out. Like, stop acting like you're this and stop acting like you're this type of person when really we all know you're just putting on the front. You're doing that to get votes, if that's the case.
Ultimate goal.
Now,
to pander to the black people, but she is black though, you know, so she might not be the black that we're used to, but she is black. Okay, I don't know. I have to do a little more research on Jasmine Crockett, but I do believe, like I said, I do remember hearing her talk on a platform in front of the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 'cause I'm not that political. But what I do understand is that she was speaking in front of people, and yes, she did sound as if she was going to, you know, give off that impression that she holds shit down from a black standpoint. All right.
You disagree with something that she said, or you disagree with anything that anybody that is on the Democratic side says, because then you are against black women, then you hate black women, then you hate black people. You're not a part of the culture. You know, every day I try to embrace and be open-minded to the fact that, or to the possibility that people will swing back to their conservative values, and they'll stop being on code for the things that's obviously not working for them, and that they'll get off the Democrat plantation. And every single day I'm disappointed. Every day, not just with the Stephen A. Smith and this situation that we're watching, but, you know, just across the board.
But yet, here we are. And the word disrespect comes in, and people try to engage with words, you know, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. Can we be grown-ups and deal with what the real issue is involving what I said? Willie D. Okay, so you said she is a politician. You're supposed to carry yourself in high regards in that office. Okay. What I can say is, yes, I can agree with that, right? She's supposed to be making sure that people look up to her and not look down on her, you know, giving off that impression that this is how all black women act. This is the way that black women carry themselves. So I understand that part, right? But then at that point, it sounds like pandering, okay? It sounds like she has to do that. I'm not saying that she should do that,
What I'm saying is that if people are taking this standpoint on how she's reacting or how she conducts herself in the political standpoint, they disagree with it from black communities, then we obviously have to look at all I'm saying is listen to who we're getting it from. Like, we're getting it from a guy like Stephen A., who was recently in the news about his remarks with the guy from UFC, right? Like, they all pander in some kind of way. They don't pander to the black community per se. They just pander in front of the guys that they want to endorse them, want to provide them with funding for their campaigns and shit like that, right? Let's keep going.
Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye, who I have profound respect for. I mean, the list goes on and on with all of these people. I don't have their names in front of me. To my producer that texted it to me, I don't have my phone on me right now, so I apologize for not having my.
Well, Barack Obama, he definitely he pandered. You know, he made it seem as if he could get the black vote. But now people are saying that Barack Obama wasn't even from that cloth, right? But there were plenty of moments where he talked about basketball, or he dapped up Jay-Z in a manner where it's like, oh, what's up, my brother? You know, yeah, man. You know, I'm from the hood too. Like, he pandered, you know what I mean? Like, he's not that type of guy, but that's what he did in some form of fashion. But he was, of course, you know, a very clean-cut dude. So, no, he didn't speak from a standpoint of, I'm on some G shit, you know, or like I'm thugging it out with black people and all of that. Nah, but he definitely came off from in a standpoint of he's done these types of things before. He's hung out in black communities. He's listened to rap music, you know, all that type of stereotypical, statistically speaking, black shit. You know what I'm saying?
Those names in front of me. But what are we talking about? How's it disrespectful to say what I said? Could you just disagree? Could we just say, yo, Stephen
I think people just don't like
Stephen
Stephen A., man. Let's just be honest about it. I think people just don't like Stephen A. because we've seen the antics he's pulled when it came to speaking about black basketball players, black football players. The guy has, and so when he is pandering to his kind, or when he is on code with his people, and it's like, what? So maybe he's trying to win the popularity vote with black people, but some people are already familiar with his tactics. They're already familiar with his antics. They know exactly who he is what I'm attempting to say. He's basically on the same shit, right? Let's keep going.
Why? We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's do that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America.
Yes, he is.
Instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't critique,
but he
that's
didn't.
betrayal. Jasmine Crockett.
All right, so from what I heard Stephen A. say, I'm going to go with him on that. He said exactly. He was fake too, but he carried himself as a president with dignity. Hell yeah, we don't like Stephen A. He a fraud. Most definitely, yeah. So like when you hear him on code, it's like, man, you full of it. You know, so that's what I'm taking from this whole issue or this whole situation with Stephen A. currently. And I haven't watched his podcast, so I'm going to have to go over there and check it out and see where he stands with it. And maybe he was just one of those guys that had to do that to get the check. You know what I'm saying? Put your head down, grind it out, get the money. And now I'm going to speak freely, you know, but he said he's trying to run a political office too. Well, hey, he's done enough he's done enough handshaking and baby kissing, so maybe so, you know. And maybe this is the person that he wants to take a dig at. And so black people are obviously observing how he's conducting himself with this black woman. And, you know, they're like, well, why you want to target this black woman? There's so many other political people that you could go against. If you are going into politics, why start here? Okay. That's how I would perceive it. But who am I? You know, I'm just reacting. This is just L Boogie Reacts, man. You know what I'm saying?
Problem? She's the kind of woman who walks in
I
a
need
room
some
full
new
of snakes
buttons.
and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when a paycheck gets louder than the principal. That's sucker shit, straight up. End quote. Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspirational. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really? Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say, and all the other names that I mentioned, but I'm sure it's along the same lines. Now, but respect, first of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him.
I mean, if they don't want any black man, and I agree with you, but on top of that, they don't want a lot of us in those offices, and I'm not going to say they, but I'm going to just say it's not really a spot for men that speak freely and look to change the direction of America in office anyway. All right? Those guys are obviously being held up by strings, and they are being toyed with like a kid's play. You know what I mean? So, like, why would I ever expect anything great to come out of that? As much as we always make our attempts to say, hey, things are going to change in the next 4 years. This is the year. It just never seems to happen, and I'll be wondering why. But I already understand for the most part what the hell be going on around these guys. We all know he a bootlicker punk, and he ain't for black folks. He for himself and the money. Plain and simple, you know, and it should be the other way around. We should be able to interact with our communities. We should be able to debate amongst each other, and we should be able to criticize each other to a point of correction to see something come out of it. But obviously that can't occur because that would be going against the grain. That would be going against the narrative. Remember, it's technically not our system, right? That's why when people speak from a standpoint of we got to vote, we got to do this and that to change things, it's like, okay, but are we still able to make sure and see what's going on at the top in order for those things to really change? Or are we just talking? Are we just really going at each other? You know what I mean? For entertainment purposes.
As much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right, and nothing but love for him and respect. And anybody else too. My issue with Bakari Sellers is how he talked about me without ever speaking
company
out or
policy,
out,
remember?
Because you don't like a position that I took before.
From my understanding, this is already a thing, right? You're assigned to these contracts or these companies that, you know, provide you with the funding. They're not going to allow you to talk about certain things. They have a certain demographic of people that buy product or purchase services, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, certain things aren't going to get past them because that messes with their money. Opposed to it being our system, being our corporation, we providing the funding for that platform and being able to speak freely, but it just doesn't seem to be that manner at this moment, you know, and it's unfortunate because those are the points where we can say, yo, this is how we should basically be trying to get our own media group, our own distribution for music. We should be trying to get our own political party, but those things have yet to occur. And then people say it's doable. But whenever people tried or made those attempts, what took place behind it? Okay. Either they're going to get just like Dr. Umar Johnson, right? I really don't know what has taken place with that man, right? I don't know if he truly is trying to make that institution. I can only go with what I read, and I can only go with what my people saying and what the other people are saying.
For whatever, but you want to come on and sell your book after. See, I don't play that nonsense. I don't like that. Disagree with what I said. Say why without all.
Well, Stephen A. Smith is going to have to realize at some point, and maybe he already knows this and he's just playing it.
I need
money. Ding. All right, shout out to Russell Red for that $5. Let's see what he said. A lot of these black activist figures pander to the black community because we are loyal and spend the most money to these folks. A lot of them are frauds to me. I agree with you on that. I think that we're obviously the ones who have to go put in there. I always say that somebody got to do it. I think Kendrick Lamar said it best. Somebody got to do it, man. We just happen to be the people that got to do it. I think that's why we get so displaced in America as well, because they want somebody to do that work, and we just happen to be the ones that's doing that work for the most part. It's not really funny. I'm laughing because it is that, you got to laugh to keep from crying,
Into the game.
One more minute.
I would assume that he knows it because, you can't be in the game as long as Stephen A. Smith without understanding how the game is played.
Oh,
is
yeah.
That all of these people, even though you may know them, does not necessarily mean that they're an ally, and it doesn't mean that they're your friend. When people that I call friends, or
appreciate you for the super chats, Russell. Straight
somebody, when people that I would say,
hey man, Russell, man, if you want to support the channel as well, man, hit that link. I'm gonna just go ahead and drop it in the I'm gonna drop that in the chat as well, man. Go check out the website, man. We got a one product over there, people, because I want to make sure that whenever I do my releases for my shirts, I want to do them to where I can do a test run. So right now this is a test run, but we've got it set up strategically. It's legit. Go check it out. lboogiereacts.com. We got a box tee over there. The ladies can enjoy it too, but we want to make sure that we do it right. So we're going to make sure that the men got their sizes. The women, of course, just go down probably a size or two to get your sizes. Go in there. We got vintage black, and we got white t-shirts. The one is basically like a just like merchandise for the channel, okay? Not basically like, but it is merchandise for the channel. So you're going to see the character, the L Boogie Reacts character on the front. And then on the back, we got a slogan that says grain of salt. Go check it out, man. It's pretty dope. I really appreciate it if y'all check that out. Let's keep going.
That I have a personal relationship with. Let's not even say friendships. When I have
Anton Dan is definitely a bootlicker. He always talking about the black community. Oh, yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one, too. I'm not just agreeing with you. But I have watched a lot of video about the guy lately. They said he was one of those guys that faked it till he made it. I can't fake it, bro. I am who. Whatever y'all see right here is what you get. That's why we running the content the certain way we running it. As far as him being a bootlegger, he does come off like that. It says, I need an L Boogie with the hoodie sweatshirt, hoodie player. All right, we gonna put the hoodie on there, but we gotta make sure that just go check the shirt out first. And I can make the hoodie. I could personally make the hoodie for you, send you a personalized link. That way you could shop for the hoodie, man. Hit me up on Instagram and I'll definitely set that up for you, man. You have your own L Boogie with the hoodie. You can tell me what the what you would like on it. We could personalize that shit for you, Russell. Straight up. Don't threaten me with that, my boy. We gonna get to it.
Personal relationship with somebody, and I have the ability to be able to contact them or get in contact with them, and have a conversation with them offline based off of things that I may or may not agree with on them online, right? Then I just contact them behind the scenes. But it ain't no friends in this game. And I was saying this on the Millionaire Morning Show. There are zero friends in this game, and I think that the political arena, way worse than what Stephen A. is used to being in as far as the sports arena, he's going to find out sooner rather than later that that's the quickest way to have a whole group of people turn against you. Let me know what y'all think of Saturday.
Hey, man, that's hilarious, though, because we always feel as if we shouldn't be able to speak to a person. Like, I've even heard people say that about politics, like certain people shouldn't be allowed to speak about politics. But they want you to be an American. They want you to provide tax, your tax-paying dollars. We're taxpayer citizens and all this, etc. But we don't have a speak. We don't have a voice in politics. But we're tax-paying citizens. Does that even make sense, people? Like, this is the type of stuff to get you to stay out of it, and obviously, get off of code with our people. But other than that, we finna get up out of here, man. I appreciate you, Russell Red, with the super chats for sure, though. Shout out to all of the people that tuned in. CP3, Mama Africa, Devontae Hits, Team Easy, Monique Hill, my boy Cutting Edge, man. Yeah, Miss Susan Sago, CX 2.0. Shout out to everybody that tuned in to the presentation. Make sure y'all hit the like button, turn your notification bell on. And yeah, man, go check that website out. Like I said, man, we just getting started, man. It's only gonna get better. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta put your YouTube channel and Instagram on the hoodie. Hey, my homeboy said the same thing, man. So we doing that too. We finna get some stickers. We gonna have the video. We gonna not video, but I just made an intro video. So like we're gonna keep going, man. But I'm doing everything by myself. I got life going on. I got family. I got all that stuff going on, man. But we definitely working on it. So make sure y'all tune in. Stay tuned, because it's only gonna get better. L Boogie Reacts. Hug your loved ones. Tomorrow's never promised. And until next time, we up out of here. Salute to y'all, man.